Hey, welcome to the 85th edition of the Black Lincoln Collective podcast. We've got a great show for you tonight. We've got audio advice with Alan, maybe some other stuff. You'll just have to wait and find out.
Fasten your seatbelts. It's going to be a bumpy night.
Alive! It's alive! It's alive!
Still ain't found that shirt.
Never will.
Never will.
Welcome to the Black Lincoln Collective podcast.
Oh, this is gonna be fun. We can stay up late, swapping manly stories, and in the morning, I'll make it pop.
Badass.
With your host, Archer.
To the right.
Featuring the sultry sounds of Fred and also Alan on the board.
Let's go already!
And now, let's start the damn show.
Welcome, one and all, to the 85th edition of the Black Lincoln Collective podcast. Oh, I almost lined it right.
Ocho Cinco.
It's the Rootin' Tootin'est podcast this side of the Mason-Dixon line. Yeehaw, Fred. Why not? You can, of course, keep up with us at blcpodcast.com, and please drop us a like or a follow on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, or Fred's Drunken TikTok, which is hilarious.
Yeah.
We also have a Patreon where you can support our shenanigans by giving us money that could go to feed homeless people. However, we don't want your money. We just want your undying devotion every week for the rest of eternity. Now, do Alan a favor and tell your friend about the show. We may have 7.8 billion listeners worldwide, but we really want your stoner buddy and his mom to listen. Seriously, your support does mean the world to us. We are so thankful that you're here with us every week. Now, let me introduce the peanut butter to my jelly, the white to my privilege. It's Freddie.
Wow. What a
The
intro.
white to your privilege.
I
hear you.
didn't know how that would go.
The white
of course,
to your
we're also brought to you by the Pop Culture Pros Network. Check them out at popculturepros.com.
All right.
I forgot that part of the script that our management wrote for me.
Well, you know, you got to pay the bill somehow.
Welcome to the show, Fred.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. And it's my turn to welcome the guy who's always here, but you might not notice it
From last night,
because he barely says anything.
when we actually recorded the show.
Alan, OTB.
Hey,
what's
what's
up, Alan?
Hey, Alan.
Much, man. What's
Welcome
up?
to the show. You guys, I just tune in. Okay, listen, I know, an hour of your time is important,
That's
but in the second half of this show, we're going to have audio advice with Alan, and this promises to be a segment for the ages. I have nothing to do with it. Fred and Alan have done this whole thing on their own. They've taken some initiative. I can't wait to see what happens.
went behind his back and
I
was
love
like, you know what this show needs? It needs your advice,
Yeah,
Alan.
it needs my
Yeah.
advice.
They're like,
I'm gonna
Alan,
give it.
you're by far the most successful one of us. Look at you with an alligator on your wall behind you with a gold record.
Yeah.
Why
What
wouldn't
is that,
people flock to
velvet?
you
Dude,
for their
that
daily
alligator is like
advice?
20 years old. My son made that for
Really?
me when he was in kindergarten.
Yeah, but it lives on. See, look at that.
There
Rich
you
in
go,
spirit,
man.
rich in life experience, Fred. And that
Look at
means
it.
something.
You'll get it framed.
I'll tell you what Alan's not rich in.
What is it?
That's in
What is it?
vaporized robot penises, because our friends at Shenzhen UL Technology Co. Ltd. send their apologies to you, Alan.
Yes.
So
Oh,
they
they
said if you have a Shenzhen UL Technology Co. Ltd. vape penis,
Yes, my
don't know what it is
my
called,
bit
vapiness?
caught on fire. It pulled a Samsung.
they said to send it back in a self-addressed stamped envelope. Shenzhen UL Technology Co. Ltd. Block A, number 3, Third Industry, Dong Fang Community, Humantown, Dongwon, Gangwon, China. And just right on there, Shenzhen UL Technology Co. Ltd. battery issue. Robot
Yes.
penis.
Robot penis. Yeah.
Detachable robot penis.
Oh, they're
That's
gonna-
the good
they're
thing
gonna
about
send
it
it-
is you can detach it.
Take it with you.
Yeah.
Or leave it at home.
Or detach it and send it to Shenzhen UL Technology Co. Ltd. Block A, number 3, Third Industry, Dongfang Community, Humantown, Dongwon, Gangwon, China.
Okay.
That's what it says. Dongwon. I don't know how to. I am not a Chinese person, Fred. And I
No,
mean, that's
you're
not.
You
I don't
just
feel
read
like
the
that's
address.
revolutionary to anybody.
Yeah, you just read the address.
But I was just reading where you send your faulty robot penis.
Where do they send it? Where did you send it to?
They send it to Shenzhen UL Technology Co. Ltd. Block
Where's
A,
that at?
number 3, 3rd Industry, Dongfang Community, Humantown, Dongwon, Gangwon, China.
Yeah, make sure it's blocked.
You know, do you have any idea how many hours I have to practice this, Fred? To do that?
No,
Just to say that?
hey, I get it.
None
I
to
couldn't-
3. None to 3.
I couldn't say that. I could say
you're
all
going to
that.
say
I
it.
can say
You're going to say it in the
Humantown.
second half of the show. Humantown,
That's a-
right?
That's a mouthful. That's a mouthful.
It is a mouthful.
Yeah,
That everything is a mouthful when your
Not
mouth is
Chinese.
full of stuff. I don't know. I don't fucking know. I don't know where that's going, dude. I don't know where anything's going.
I
Fred.
only like my mouth full 2 times, and one of them's food. I'll let you guess the other.
I don't want to know the other one. That's the problem. Is you think I want to know the other one, and I don't.
I don't want to know it either.
No one does.
Move
No one
along,
in the
man.
audience wants to know. the
Well,
other
good because I'm not telling.
Good. We don't want to know.
Yeah, you.
one.
Yeah,
I'll
you-
never tell.
I
Actually,
know
tell
you
us.
do. No.
Well, I'll tell you what my mouth's been full of lately, Fred.
What's that? Yogurt.
What? No, why would it know? What a weird. Am I that white to you, Fred? That's like when I'm like
Plain yogurt.
the thing I ate most recently. You're like plain yogurt is the thing you definitely ate last all the
That's
time
it all the time.
with like one blueberry in it. One. That's what we eat all the time.
Oh, yeah.
No, Fred, my mouth has been full of angry words.
Angry words. Oh.
My old cellular telephone that broke on me.
Angry words.
And I'm not even mad, not Angry Birds, because I can't
You
play
had-
Angry Birds because my cell phone
Because it's-
broke.
So you made angry words.
So I've used Angry Words to combat the Angry Birds that I
There you
missed so
go.
dearly. No, I was giving my phone broke, of course,
Yeah.
which happens. This is an old phone,
Yeah.
and my wife is like, "Well, just do this, and like this was on for like a day and a half, and I'm like, I can't do any of those things. She'll be like, because I'm like, what time is it? And she's like, I don't know. Look on your phone. I'm like, I can't do that, dear. My phone is broken. And she's like, oh my god, rub it in already.
So, how'd you break your phone?
It broke because it was a piece of shit.
Oh, it's just old. Like so,
Yeah,
it
was
didn't like
old.
you
It
didn't
was
crack
like
the
2.5
screen
years
or
old. No,
anything?
no, my daughter, my lovely daughter, cracked the
Right.
screen on Christmas morning last year, and I've been too cheap to get a new one because
These phones are expensive.
yeah, they are expensive.
Phones are expensive as shit.
So, but luckily I got a new one, and it's big. It's way big, and I feel like
Right.
it's the hugest thing in the world.
Oh yeah,
Pixel
There you go.
7 Pro. Google, feel
There
free
you
to hand
go.
us
Yeah.
whatever you
Good
need.
name drop.
Send us that, Google,
Maybe that'll get us a check.
and send it to Pop Culture Pro. Send it, and if my battery dies, I'll send it to Shenzhen UL Technology Co. Ltd. But
Yeah.
who knows what'll happen?
I broke my phone. I broke my work phone. Like I cracked the screen. I dropped it. Cracked the screen. And so I called my guy, and he's like, "Just take it up to the spot up there where they sell batteries at." And he said, "See if they can fix it." So I took it over, and it's an old phone. Like this is like it's a Galaxy. I don't know what it is, but it's like it's old
Yeah.
as shit. It's an old
Yeah.
phone. And I get up there, and the guy he's like, "Oh wow, what kind of phone is this?"
So
I was
one
like,
of
"I don't know,
these.
dude. Look it up." And he looked it up, and he did. He had one screen, but he was like shocked
Yeah,
that he had that screen. I guess because our company uses them, but
right.
still, it's an old ass phone, man. I hate that work phone.
He
Dude,
came
I
out
might-
and had dust on it. Yeah.
He had to blow the dust off the screen.
Yeah, my phone was so old. They were like, we're running like trade-in specials, and I was like, oh, word, like, how much will you give me for this? And they're like, what's that? And I'm like, it's not that old, but
Yeah.
it's got number 4. Not it was a Pixel 4, and they're like, no, too old. You get nothing.
Too old.
Oh,
You
yeah,
get nothing.
Pixel
But take this
4.
humongous thing.
They were
Or
like
a.
my mother-in-law. She had like she had an iPhone 4, 5 or something like that, and like they shut it off on her. Like she was still using it, and like
Oh, they
when
couldn't use. They wouldn't
like,
let her use it anymore.
Yeah, couldn't use it. Couldn't use it anymore. I mean, I guess it only ran off 3G, and when they shut
Yeah,
3G
they don't
down,
use that shit anymore. They're like, nope, ours is too fast for that. Ridiculous.
they like forced her to get a new phone.
Hey,
got
well,
phone
I
break.
mean, that's just part of the deal. You got to do it. You don't have a choice.
Yeah, nowadays you don't. You really don't, man.
No. And a lot of
I
things,
couldn't-
Fred, you don't have a choice about. One of the things you don't have a choice about, Fred, is
What's that?
tonight's sponsor of tonight's show, Fred. And it's because tonight's show is sponsored by our dear friends at Rude Dude Lube Company. Check out our brand new Rude Dude Lube Max Strength Lube. Wait, our Rude Dude Max Strength Lube. Rude Dude Max. Okay, let me try this again. I think I can do it better if I try again, if I read it first. They should give these to me before the show instead of just handing them to me
Yeah, this is
randomly
sponsored-
throughout the night. Tonight's show is sponsored by our dear friends at Rude Dude Lube Co. Check out our brand new Rude Dude Max Strength Lube. Rude Dude Max. You'll say, dude, it's so rude. This lube is so lubey. Rude Dude Lube. It's the lubiest.
The lubiest of the
The
lubes.
lubiest lube that you can
It's ultra
lube
lube.
yourself with. I don't know how that works. So that's one of our sponsors apparently that's happening now, Fred.
I heard they only sell in bulk. You got to buy 55
right.
gallon drums.
Rude Dude Lube. Buy it by the bucket. I don't know.
It's a bucket. It's just
Bucket.
a
It's like, here you
pail.
go.
It's a
Yep.
pail of lube.
Like, I'll take one Rude Dude Max, please.
Yeah.
It's a rusty pail.
What if you get the ultra?
Yeah, like no lid.
Yeah, no lid. Yeah.
Just like some falling out because it like shakes when they hit it to you.
That's how they ship it to you. Just put it
Oh,
in a
man.
box.
Yeah, you'll get it. Don't worry.
It's
It's so
leaking.
good. It's so good. Well, hey, we're gonna take a quick break and we'll be right back with a little bit more of the Black Lincoln Collective podcast. Welcome back to the Black Lincoln Collective podcast. Sorry, everybody, I had to take a fart break. That's where I fart for 5 minutes straight, so I don't fart for the next 6 minutes. Thank you, Alan. I knew that you would appreciate having that on. Well, Fred, it's
Give
been
me
a wacky
softball.
week in this
been
big,
crazy.
wide world that we call Wall Street. No, close. Almost got it with the W's. I was trying to get with those W's a lot, Fred.
Wacky Wall Street
And
world.
it's been a wacky world in this big, wide world we call Wall Street. So Fred's financial news is on deck. And Alan is not prepared for it because we didn't tell him what we were going to call it. It's Fred's
all good,
financial
though.
facts.
Financial facts.
Fred's
yes.
freaky finances.
Oh, that's right.
What is that's a show, right? Like
Freaky
Freakonomics. What's
Finance?
Freakonomics? Fred?
Freakonomics was a show.
What
Yeah,
is
yeah,
that?
yeah. What is Freakonomics?
Yeah,
I think it's
mean-
just the name of a show.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if it was.
It's not like, yeah, it's just like
I know if it was
catchy
like a
name.
system, like Amway.
No.
I know this lady. You know Amway still
Ponzi
around?
scheme?
Is Amway
Pyramid
still around?
scheme?
Yeah, and kids
Yeah,
today don't
Amway's
know what
still
Amway is.
Yeah, it's still around though. It's like
It is,
California and stuff
because
like that.
no, it's here, Fred. It's in
It's
your
here, too?
backyard. It's breathing down your neck.
It's coming back here. You mean?
Yeah, because somebody brought to work the other day. I'm not going to sell anybody out. Some energy drinks, and they're like, "Hey, check out these free energy drinks." And I was like, "Oh, I'll have an energy drink because it's free." And then I was like looking at it, and I was like, "This is like a very generic
Yeah.
energy drink." And then I was looking, so I was like reading, and I was like, "I wonder how much caffeine," because I try to stay away from the caffeine. I know this has nothing to do with financial news, but it sort of does. And so I try to stay away from the caffeine, as best I can. And I was like, "Oh, this version of the energy drink has 80 milligrams of caffeine, which is the same, I think, as a cup of coffee, right?
right.
That's pretty much the equivalent."
Yeah.
And then they had another version of it that had no caffeine,
An energy drink with no
caffeine. And I was like, "Well, why would you have an energy drink with no caffeine? Let me see who manufactures this energy drink."
Yeah.
And it was Amway. And I was like,
Amway.
I didn't even know that shit still existed, man.
Hey Matt, you like that energy drink?
Well, that's exactly what I was now. I'm like,
He's like,
I'm expecting it at any
you know, you
minute.
can get these on Amway.
Hey, notice you like that drink, bud.
I got a
Pal?
place you can get these
Right.
for a
Just
very low price.
let me
These
and my wife come over to your
nuts.
house and tell you about all of our stuff,
Yeah.
our vitamins and shit. Well, so that's what I was trying to tell somebody else at work. I was like, "You know what Amway is? You know what this is?" And they were like, "No, I've never heard of that." And I'm like, "This was like the original MLM, man. Like,
Yeah.
this shit was creepy back in the day." Because they're like, Amway will provide you everything you need.
Yeah, it's like a cult, man.
Yeah,
I
dude.
forgot, what was that movie where it was like one couple had invited another couple over to the house. They were like, "Come have dinner with us,"
And they
the
thought
one
they were
couple-
like,
Yeah, it's because
Yeah.
like wife swap and shit, but it was like an Amway setup.
what was that? Yeah.
He said, You see everything in this house? It's Amway.
Who was
the
that?
dishes, the silverware.
Now you got me thinking about. I remember that. Yeah.
I can't remember what movie that was.
All right.
Yeah, I
So
remember.
anyway, well, give me some of your financial freedoms.
Well, I don't know if you guys have heard anything about like SFB and Silicon Valley Bank,
Mm-hmm.
SVB,
Yes.
and well, so a lot of banks are like tanking right now.
Yeah.
It started out about a couple weeks ago with Silicon Valley Bank, which is just like a bank for like startups and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But the bank failed. Like they lost all the money. Like I guess through stock investments or crypto, whatever. But
No,
like,
it wasn't
Was it
crypto.
Go? Was it the movie Go?
nah, Go was about ecstasy.
Sure. It says
Yeah.
Amway was in it. It was like Amway. Okay, maybe not. Anyway.
Amway? Are you still on Amway?
I just wanted to look. I was just looking, man.
You say it's still on Amway?
I was listening, but I was looking.
I don't know.
I'm
I'm
a
just
man of
saying,
many
like-
things.
Well,
So now-
didn't they do like
Okay.
they did instead of short-term investments, they did long-term investments, and they were long-term, so they couldn't make the money off.
Well, no, a long-term investment is just an investment you hold over like a
Right.
long period of time. Like that's
Which is
you
why
got
it's
long-
called a long-term investment.
Yeah, I mean,
This
you got
is stock news, motherfuckers.
you can take it, you can take it out whenever you want to.
Right.
You know, I mean, but like then you have like a short-term investment is just the opposite. You know, you get in
Sure.
for a little bit, let the price go up or whatever, and then you get right back out. But then you have like shorting, which
Right.
is like
Which you talked about
borrowing
this
shares.
before.
Say what?
I said, which we've talked about. You've talked about shorting,
Right, you
explained
know,
that
I've been
to us
talking.
with the whole AMC
You know, it's the
thing and
same thing has been going on
Yeah.
for years, and now like it's catching up to them, and like these banks are failing. And just now, like Credit Suisse. Have you ever heard of Credit
Nope.
Suisse? It's a Swiss bank. You know what
Sure.
I'm saying? Swiss, it just failed, and
Wow.
it's going to have to be
But don't
bought
banks
out. by,
fail
like,
all the time? Like, doesn't that happen pretty regularly?
Yeah.
I mean,
but like,
I don't know.
not these,
I'm just asking. You know, I don't know.
not these like level of banks. You know what I'm
regional
saying? It's-
level. Was
regional
is that a
level
regional
banks,
level
yeah.
bank. Okay.
right.
So you have like
So-
local banks, regional banks, and then like national banks, right?
Right. Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah. National would be
Right.
like JP Morgan. And,
Right.
Well, those
you
can't
know.
fail because the government will bail them out.
Yeah. Well, they did, but I don't know, man. I mean, it's when is it gonna stop? You know what I'm saying? When they gonna stop
No.
bailing these people out? You know what I'm saying?
I don't know.
Probably never.
Probably never.
We're
No. I
fine.
mean, they do kind of. Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, in fairness,
All right, my dystopian future is
dude, you're so dead set on this dystopian future.
it's not looking good, man.
What do you mean it's not looking good? It's looking great.
Price of eggs is
Is it? I don't know.
$300 an egg.
When 300, Fred, you go to the fancy. We've talked about this before.
My
Solid gold
golden
broccolini. That you fucking you in your fancy store that you pay $300 an egg for.
egg, 3 egg omelet, $600.
My wife got mad at me the other day because I was like, "Oh, these noodles are good," and she's like, "Those were the expensive noodles," and I'm like, "Why are you mad about that?" She's like, "Because they cost more," and I'm like, "Well, they're better."
They're better.
It's a dumb thing. So basically, yeah. So these guys, from what I understand, like you said, they kind of they basically put the cart in front of the horse in a few ways,
Right.
and then like people got wind of like shit going south, and they're like, "Give me
Right.
my money."
And then that was the
And-
thing too, like, because they did get bailed out, like, because like FDIC insures your money up to $250,000,
Right, but not more than that.
not more than that. You're not supposed. They're not supposed to, but they
Right.
just did. They made everybody who was a depositor in that bank. They made them whole, like
Okay. Everybody, all their money.
all their money.
But did they
But
do
you-
that because these were startup companies, and would they have done that for us?
Well, no, they wouldn't have done that to us.
No.
You know what I'm saying? If it was, I had my bank in my local credit union, my money in my. You say I had $1 million, and the
Which you
bank
do.
failed. Shit,
At least.
my
Yeah, at
dreams.
least.
But
Yeah, you'd be boned. Yeah.
yeah, I'll be wrong. I'll be fucked. I'll be fucked.
But, you know,
They were talking.
That's how it
They were
goes, man.
saying like, it would have cost so many jobs. People have lost their job.
Sure.
People lose a job every day.
It's true.
People lose a job every day.
It's true.
You know what I
I
mean?
feel some days I feel
Bounce
like I've
back.
lost 2 or 3 jobs in a day.
That's right.
So actually,
But
keeping
it's-
your money under the mattress may be better off. Than,
There you go.
It
And that's
evens
what they
out.
were. That's what they were afraid people were going to do. They were going to make a run on the
Right.
banks,
Right.
like,
Because of
and
liquidity.
take
yeah.
all their money out. Yeah, I'm saying the government was freaking out.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? That's why they made those people whole,
Right.
so that everybody else wouldn't be like, run to
It's
the
weird
bank
that they call it making those people whole. I don't like that. But
Yeah.
let me tell you this, Fred, that does go great with the sponsors of Freddie's Financial News tonight.
Uh-oh.
Now introducing Rude Dudes Lube Supermax Strength Lube. Once you've lubed up and looking rude, you'll say everything I thought I knew about lube was wrong. Because this Supermax Strength Lube is the super maxiest lube I've ever lubed my naked body with. Rude Dude Lube. You're in for the lubiest for real. What? I don't understand what any of those words
See,
were.
that's
I just
right
read the
along-
words.
It
And,
does. It goes right along with what you're talking about, because when these people get fucked, that's what they're going to need.
Right.
They're going to need all that lube.
remember to use Supermax Strength, not just regular max strength.
That's right.
Rude Dude Lube. Supermax Strength. Rude Dude Lube. What a cool name for a lube company, Fred. Like, you just want a rude dude because you're just lubing up and getting out of
You got
here.
all the lube.
Slide down.
Rude dude.
Greased up deaf guy. That's what I always think of. Like, obviously, most adults probably know what lube is for, but generally speaking. But I always just think of people who like buy it, slather their entire bodies or like in it, and then slide around.
Can't catch me.
Like, you ever see that show? What was it? It was like MXC or something. There was one of those kind of shows where it was like
Yeah.
slippery stairs. It was like an
Mm,
Asian
right,
competition
yeah.
show, and it was just like stairs covered in lube.
yeah.
And like they would try to get up the stairs, and they'd be just like slipping and sliding everywhere. Hilarious.
Jesus.
Do you do
Do
rude
you
dude
lube?
lube? Do you lube? They do it.
Didn't what's his name get they stole that show, or maybe it was the same producers or whatever. The one with the big balls.
Oh, God, what is that called?
Wipeout.
I do watch it. Yeah, Wipeout. It's all right.
Wipeout. Yeah, it's pretty
I don't.
much the
I
same,
think it's.
right?
I don't think it's as good. It's
No, of
essentially
course
the
not.
same game. It's just like
Right.
Ninja Warrior. Ninja Warrior was stolen from Ninja Warrior from Japan, which is
Japan?
like a
Oh,
long running
really?
show.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
it
It was
makes
like
something,
10, 15
yeah.
years in Japan. It was called Sasuke.
Yeah. Sasuke. Yeah.
And it was the original. It was the Ninja Warrior, and then they were like,
Yeah.
"Oh, we'll just make it for American people because we have no good ideas anymore."
Yeah, no, I've realized that too. Like, they've got like those shows all over
Any
the
show, dude.
over the world. Yeah, American Idol.
Yeah.
The Voice. It's
Yeah.
every country has their own version of that.
And
Show.
I mean, I think there's some that we came up with, some they've come up with. I mean,
Right.
I don't know. We probably stole them all. If I'm being
Look,
honest.
I saw. You heard of the Masked Singer, right?
Yep.
I saw the original when like Ryan Reynolds was on there.
Oh,
And-
really?
Yeah,
Was it,
it
like,
was
Canadian?
literally a mask though.
Well,
It
just
was like one of the old school Halloween masks with the string on the back.
Oh, okay. That's better.
It was like really low level costumes.
I think that's
Yeah.
better. I so much prefer that to what it is. I don't watch The Masked Singer, Fred.
I watched first season.
I began to watch the first season, and then I was like, I don't give a shit about this.
I called it. But I like because I like
I knew it was Gilbert Godfrey too, Fred, from the
I
beginning.
like singing and I like celebrities. So like
Sure.
I called T-Pain.
and you like
though.
masks.
I do like masks.
You called who? Who won it? I don't even know. And how do you win it?
T-Pain, he was like the monster. He was like that one-eyed monster.
Yeah, yeah.
And he was singing. And I was like first song, I was like, that's T-Pain right there. Like I know that's
Like,
T-Pain.
I know
And
that
I
auto-tune
had to wait
anywhere.
12 weeks to like
To be right.
actually find out if
Vindication.
it was T-Pain.
That's how they get you. They throw in
Yeah.
one that they're like, that guy's gonna know it.
Yeah.
Then you're like, now I have to find out if that was William Shatner's ghost in the chicken costume. That's the thing about it, is it's just too much.
Yeah, it is
Too much. They couldn't just put him in like he said, like a hat.
Yeah.
And you like figure out who's wearing this hat. Like put a mask on the face like a Kanye mask.
No, you gotta. Yeah, I like the anonymity. I like
I know,
not
but it's too
knowing
much.
nothing.
But I'm like, it's a goddamn flamingo.
But see, if you just got like a
Yeah,
regular ass
ball gown.
mask on, you could be like, oh, I know he's white,
Okay.
I know he's about 6 foot tall.
Why?
You know what I'm saying?
How do you know that?
Because he just
You
has
can
a
just
fucking
estimate
mask
that
on.
by looking at people. You judge
Yeah,
people
but
by
I'm
the color
saying,
of their
but
skin.
you
You judge
when-
celebrities by the color of their skin, Fred.
I'm not judging them. I'm trying to
You are
guess
judging them. What do you
I'm
think that
guessing.
show is?
I'm guessing it. I'm not judging. I'm not judging. The people on the panel are judging. I don't
don't-
care if he's good or
How
not.
do you
I just
win?
want
Do
to
they?
know.
How do you? Wait a minute. How do you? Okay. So like I said, I tried to watch the
Right.
show, and I couldn't. I just couldn't. So, I mean, I was being honest. I couldn't. I just couldn't do it.
I can't do it.
I couldn't bring myself to do it. And so, how do you win or lose the game? I mean, I know you win by being the last one there, obviously.
Like you get voted off like it.
Oh, okay,
But
so
see,
it's like-
that's one thing I don't understand too, because they say, I think they let the audience vote
Okay.
because it's in
The
front of a
studio
live
audience?
audience. Yeah, it's a live studio
Yeah, I don't
audience.
trust them.
And
You can't trust that shit. You can't trust the live studio audience, man.
yeah, it's got to be. That's how they gotta do it. But like most of the people that get kicked off, like who was on there the first night, and I knew he was gonna get kicked off because you could tell he was old. You could tell he was like a really old person.
Yeah.
I think it was Dick Van Dyke.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like Dick Van Dyke was on
Yeah.
there, and Dick Van Dyke's like 96 years old.
Sure.
And they had him inside like a cage, but they put the costume around the cage, so he just walk in the
Christ.
cage like a
Yeah.
walker. You know,
Yeah.
they had to like, when they kicked him off, they take it off.
Yeah, I don't like
And,
that.
I don't like
I don't
that
like
either.
that.
I don't like
They
that
have to
shit.
chant that.
Yeah, I don't like that shit.
I like that.
I
on
feel that's
spring break.
inappropriate.
And then they play the Rolling Stones. Who are you? Who?
That's not Rolling Stones.
Is that the Who? I'm sorry.
I think that might
Was
be
that the
the-
Who? It's Rolling Stones. Is
I
it?
have no fucking clue.
I mean, it won't know. Yeah, that's Mick Jagger.
No,
No.
I
I
want to
got
say
Got
that's
the moves like Jagger. That's Mick
Grand
Jagger.
Funk Railroad, maybe.
No,
I thought that was-
Grand Funk Railroad.
It's by the Who. It's the Who. It's Who Are You? It's the Who.
Yeah, it's the Who.
I knew it wasn't the Rolling Stones.
Would you like me to sing it for you so we can recreate the Bass Singer?
I want to
Take it off. Take it off. Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? Who are you?
Oh.
Who? So yeah, no, I just never, like I said, dude, I get so
Like, I don't
burnt
watch
out
it
on
anymore
reality
because,
shows.
like, the celebrities are they used up all the good ones. You know what I'm saying? Like all
Right.
the recognizable ones.
right, you
now
got like
it's like,
third and fourth stringers in there now.
yeah, it's like, oh my god,
Yeah,
it's
The Rock's not going to
YouTube
pop up.
sensation.
And
You
see,
know what I'm
that's I think
saying?
that's part of it too. Is like I'm
Yeah.
old now, and they're like, this guy's an influencer, and I'm like, I don't know who that
I don't
dude
know
is.
who the fuck that is.
I'm like,
You know
so
what
I
I'm saying?
do not care about
Right.
like I see like on some of the you watch YouTube or whatever, like there's just like this group of kids that pop up and they're like it's like a podcast thing or whatever all the time. I don't know who they are, but apparently they're someone famous and they have like a million gazillion and they just talk about the most boring shit, probably just like us. Because they're younger and famous.
Yeah, they're younger.
And,
That's why
yeah, I guess they're from like the Sweet Life of Zach and Kelly. If is that a show? I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
I just made that up, but I'm pretty sure that's something like a show that they were on.
Yeah.
And I don't get it. Like I said, I just don't get it. But that's part of,
Yeah, that's
well, you know what
generational
they say
change,
though,
man.
Fred.
What's that?
Fame fades, but obscurity lasts forever.
There you go.
It's true.
Will last forever.
That's the
On the
best
internet.
advice I can give you. Obscurity lasts
Yeah,
forever,
if
baby.
that's the case, we're gonna last forever. Yeah.
Yep, exactly. We totally are. We're never gonna die. Never gonna die.
Never gonna
Make
die.
all these kids become our follow us. They're not even miss a beat. Like you're just gonna take over for me when I die. And don't even tell people that anything changed. Just go and do it. Just go do it. Don't say anything to
Yeah,
anybody.
it went on his brains.
Oh, that's
So hopefully that won't happen for weeks and weeks. But I mean, a lot of weeks, Fred, like thousands of weeks, not like 6. I'm just saying, if this pollen doesn't end, I can't make any promises. So, Fred, parting words about the bank or the financial sector.
Man, I think
Is there good news? Is there bad news? What should we be? Should I put my money in a coffee jar in the backyard?
yeah, I mean, I would.
Should I
I
buy
am.
gold?
That's what I'm doing. Yeah, I'm telling you, go to a credit union. Get your money in a credit union.
So where are you putting that
Get out of
coffee
these-
jar at, Freddie?
Go get
You were
my
about to
metal
tell me
detector
to.
out. Weep, weep,
Right.
weep, weep.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, my yard's not that big. Yeah, I could
Yeah,
probably
you
still
will
lose
find
it.
it in a day.
That'd be the problem. Is I'm like, where did I put it in the yard? And they're like,
Yeah. You
yeah,
have
there's
Jack
one
out there
hole
like
in the middle of the
holes.
yard. Like, there's just one hole, and I'm like, yeah, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't there.
Yeah, with the dog with the 50 cents.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jack will be out there like holes. I don't want to dig anymore, Dad. That's too damn bad.
I'm like, I need Daddy
Yeah,
wants some
movie
ice
Holes,
cream.
Remember that?
Find the
Remember that
damn
movie
jar.
Holes?
I don't want to dig anymore, Grandpa.
That's too damn bad.
Get the digging.
$30 in there.
Well, before we keep digging, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with Alan's advice from Alan, or whatever. Is that what we're going to call it?
Advice from Alan.
Audio advice with Alan on the other side of this break. Welcome back to the 85th edition of the Black Lincoln Collective podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, I am over the moon. Fred, you know,
Uh-huh.
it's not often
Nope.
that you get to just sit back and enjoy the show.
Yeah.
I'm about to do just that.
You turn
Because,
the,
ladies and gentlemen, what?
you turn the keys over to us.
Well, have at it, boys. It's time for Alan's audio advice with Alan. Wait, audio advice with Alan.
It's 2 of the A's.
I like it.
Yeah. So here at the Black Lincoln Collective podcast, we've been
Fucking
getting
music, dude.
hundreds and hundreds of emails that people are writing in and they have a problem or they have something on their mind and they just want a little advice.
Yeah,
So
the
what
mail
we've
room's
done-
at its wit's end.
Yeah, we get our
Mail
email
room
room.
hates us.
Our email room.
No. Email room hates
Email
us.
room.
Our inbox is so full.
Susie in email hates us.
So what we decided to do, we let Alan answer some of these emails and give some
Pressing
people
questions.
advice. And so
Sure.
first one here, it comes from a guy. We asked people not to use their real name, so his name is Saucy AF.
Ooh.
So Saucy AF says, I moved in with my dad about 6 years ago to help him around the house because he's getting up there in age. Over that time, I've heard various noises like footsteps and people shushing each other. The first time was several months after I moved in. I was awakened by what sounded like my back door being closed. The door is broken and you need to slam it to get it to close properly. This has since been repaired. The next time was experienced by my girlfriend at the time. She claimed one night she was using the guest bathroom in the hallway. She could hear footsteps above her and muffled voices like a woman and a man. Every once in a while, I hear the footsteps again, and very rarely people shushing each other. These sounds originated from the area above the stairs, the upstairs in the hallway. This area cannot be accessed as it is on the opposite side of my house from the attic access. I've searched for secret openings and things of that sort, but I'm starting to think I'm going crazy. What should I do?
Well,
First of all, Alan hasn't heard any of this advice or these questions. So
Yeah,
he's going to
no,
give you
these
his
questions
honest,
I have, yeah,
immediate
I mean,
feedback on this stuff. And Saucy AF, thank you for writing in. We appreciate it. You guys can, of course, send your questions or for needs for advice to info@blcpodcast.com. Just tweet it at us, hashtag Alan's advice. Send it to us on Facebook. Any questions
Right.
you have, anything like that, just hit us up with it. Alan will advise you. Okay, Alan, sorry to steal your thunder. Help Saucy AF in his ghost issues.
well, I mean, has he gone upstairs? My thing would be, I would go upstairs and see, if anything's up there, and look around and,
Solid advice.
and maybe go, talk to somebody, see if anybody else has these issues.
Well, it's his dad's house, right?
Yes, that's how.
Is that his dad there?
Yeah, he's old.
We can ask him.
What
Maybe he
it say,
knows
huh?
the guy.
Well, I mean, it could be, his, it could be like that, story that we heard about the guy being stuck up in the attic,
Yeah.
the whole time. It could be
Oh,
somebody
me.
stuck up there. It could be a homeless guy, or you can just go fuck yourself.
Damn.
Well,
Damn,
there you
Fred.
go. There you have it.
Alan's
There you
advice
have
took
it.
a turn.
Alan's advice.
If you don't go check on it, just go ask somebody. Fuck
Yeah.
yourself.
Just
Yeah.
go fuck yourself.
Nasty AF or
All
whatever.
right. Saucy.
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 Zesty AF.
All right. This one, next one I got, is
It's from
from the Blue Horse.
Ooh,
Horse.
okay.
Okay,
yeah, Blue Horse loves the show.
loves the show. He's a long-time listener, first-time writer.
He sent us
So-
on Patreon.
So he says, I'm a 21-year-old male, and I'm going to prison for a year for medical fraud. I understand.
Not our fault.
It's not, yeah.
We are not copying any of that.
No,
He said he was listening to the show while he was doing
Yeah,
the
no,
surgery.
Well, he's not that. Is he the South Carolina fucking comptroller who made a $3.5 billion mistake, Fred?
Jeez.
Wait, he just forgot to move the decimal.
No, what he forgot to do is count. Literally, he forgot how to count.
Now we know what a controller does or whatever. that
Comptroller,
guy
dude.
is.
He's an
Comptroller.
accountant. I told you we
Hey.
were running for comptroller. I didn't want to get out of the game because I heard rumblings. The shit was going awry in the comptrolling game in South Carolina. The dude, so sorry to interrupt, but hey, he caught.
Yeah.
So what happened is he was double counting every dollar that went to schools in South Carolina, like to colleges in South Carolina. They were double counting it.
So he was going
And they-
one for you, one
They
for
changed.
me.
Well, no, they changed the system. So they changed the system, and he was like, they were like, dude, it's double counting the stuff, and he's like, no, it's not. It's fine. And like they kept telling him over and over and over, like, dude, no, it's fucked up. And he's like, no, it's fine. It's really fine. And it has accumulated to $3.5 billion worth. And like, there's no actual money gone.
Right, okay.
It's just they thought, like the state thought we had $6 billion and we have $2.5 billion or whatever
Right, yeah.
of the government's money that we're not going to spend on anyone in South Carolina. But whatever. So anyway, so yeah,
Yes.
that's the comptroller story. Alan, you got any advice for him?
Yeah, learn how to count.
Or
Or go fuck yourself.
there you, thank you. You should make a fart noise when you do that.
Well, no, because I got a fart noise for everything else.
That's true. That's true. Wouldn't want to
All
waste
right,
on the
so
real
he
thing.
says-
Use it for that.
I understand what I did was wrong, and I need to do my time. However, I am afraid. I admit I am not the toughest guy, and I've never been in a fight.
Well, he's a listener
I'm-
to the show, so
I'm just afraid that I'm not going to be able to handle prison. I don't want to become someone's bitch, and I don't want to be raped. I don't want inmates to think I'm weak. What can I do to make sure I get through my time smoothly?
Okay. Well, the first thing I would do is I would go to Costco and buy a bunch of bottles
all right.
and eat the fuck out of their bottles.
The
That way, if
glass?
somebody tries to rape you, you'll have gas in your glass all in your ass, and it'll just cut them up. You know, like Eddie Griffin did in Deuce Bigelow. You know, when he went to prison. He said he worked at a circus and he ate glass.
Yeah.
That's the
Glass
first
is-
thing I would do.
Okay.
The second thing I would do is I would go to a gym and start working out. You know, get you some muscles, you know,
Right.
get some strength, this and
Get
that.
prepared.
You know, third thing I would do is I'd call my Amway representative and, you know,
Our
get
friends
some
at Amway.
lipsticks just in case.
Yeah. If any money's owed, put it on my commissary.
Yeah,
Right.
and
Send me some of those Amway.
and most
fucking
importantly,
vitamins. Power me up.
I would tell you to go fuck yourself.
Which is great. Fred, that's just in time for breaking news alert.
Uh-oh.
Fred,
What?
Rude Dude Lube has just flipped the lube game on its head, lubed it up, and inserted it into its own self with the introduction of Rude Dude Super Ultra Mega Max Lube for men. Rude Dude Super Ultra Mega Max Lube for men. It's like lube, but for dudes that are rude and need the lubiest lube that we can produce. This lube is 1,000% more lube than any of our other lubes combined. Rude Dude Lube, you'll lube it or your money back. I think they try to make it sound like love it. But
You'll
yeah,
lube it.
or your money back.
You love it.
Yeah, and another thing, Blue Horse, get you some lube from our sponsor.
Yeah, just
Because you're gonna need it. Because if you're weak,
Oh,
you're gonna be fucked.
You're
I
gonna need it.
feel bad for that guy. He's got to go to jail.
But when you get
What's-
out, you can be a spokesman for Rude Dude Lou.
Yes, exactly right.
How many more you want, Alan?
Just give me one more.
Do you want more? Okay.
Sweet 3.
This will be a good one. Okay, yeah, this is a good one for you.
Okay.
I have been with my girlfriend
Nice.
for about a year.
I like the music now. Now
Oh, I'm
it
sorry.
works.
This is from Throw Rain. I don't know these names are.
For rain, yep.
This is really weird. Throw Rain. That's what he says. He calls
I
it.
throw fire.
Through the rain.
I don't know how that works.
So I've been with my girlfriend for about a year. She recently moved into my apartment.
Nice.
She has IBS and is always passing gas. And I am not an immature kid. If you have to pass gas, pass. But this is a little extreme. I feel she does, and she does it in front of me now, unashamed. I feel like she might be too comfortable, and it's kind of a turn off. I like a little bit of mystery. I feel dumb for writing this. I love my
Fart the
girlfriend. Say what?
Farts of the mystery. Like, what is that?
The mystery smell.
I love my girlfriend. It's just not sexy hearing or smelling her gas. How can I bring this up to her?
Can I take a stab at this one first, Alan?
Absolutely.
So I have some advice as a guy who
Yeah.
farts. I told you I had to fart for 5 straight minutes earlier. So it was like the longest fart. But what she's got to do, I think, first of all, gross.
Right.
Even it's gross. But secondly, just blame it on someone else. That's what I
It's
do.
only two people in
It doesn't matter. All the time. The cat will be on
Wasn't me.
the dog will be on the other side of the room laying down. I'm like, damn. Dog,
I
did
heard you
fart?
farting in the shower. It wasn't me.
Exactly. That's what I would do. I would blame it on someone else, even if it's just the other person.
I heard you
Like-
fart for an hour. It wasn't me. Then the smell got stronger.
Keep it the gross one
I
on.
couldn't
wasn't
take it
me.
much longer. It wasn't me.
Well, actually, I think I'm going to defer my answer to Freddie.
To me, you want me to
Yeah,
answer?
you just answered the whole
Oh, yeah,
thing.
just answer. It
that's
wasn't me.
exactly what. Well, either that, or seriously, I would go to a Pandora's box and get her a butt plug.
Does that help with
Fire
fart?
that thing out
Wouldn't
like
that
a
make it
missile,
worse?
man. What are you talking about?
It's
Wouldn't that
not
make
my
it worse?
girlfriend. You know? And
I feel like that would be dangerous.
well, either that or every time she farts, you can tell her to go fuck herself.
Like, no, if she had
That one
gas
you
that
didn't-
bad, I would be like, okay, babe, look, just try this one time. Let's see if we can like boy.
Well, see, I don't know. I mean, in my case, I'd be laughing my ass off because it's like, come on.
Yeah, but I mean,
I'd have some
but okay,
competition.
but also, and not to be, I don't know if this is rude or not, but is she like really hot?
Yeah.
Like,
That's a factor, huh?
Oh, yeah.
In
Like,
our
that's the
shallow
factor.
men mind, that's a
it's
factor.
not shallow. No, it's not a shallow thing. It's just weirder. If she was like a part-time model,
So you let Giselle
well, no, would
just
it make a
fart all
difference?
over you all day?
If she was okay. If she was a lady, let me ask you. Okay, Fred, and we might get a little politically incorrect here. For a second.
Right.
So around 50 minutes, Alan. Remember,
That's
I
what we
can cut
do.
the show off.
Okay.
We don't want to get canceled. Nah. Would you? Okay, if it was, let's say, I don't know. We'll say like I said, a part-time model, part-time shoe model, versus
Versus Rosie O'Donnell.
versus the lady from My 600-Pound Life.
Come on, man.
I'm just saying, would that make a difference to you, Fred?
No, it wouldn't.
It really
Yes, no. Well,
No. I mean, come on.
A little
I don't
bit.
know.
A little
It's
bit.
not that she. For what the the listener is saying, that it's she has.
Feel free to send
she's
us
sick.
more stuff. Yeah,
You
and
know,
that's
it's-
sad.
It's not it's not
Right.
just because she wants to do it. It's
Right.
because
Well, no one wants to fart constantly.
Oh hell no.
yeah,
You do.
exactly. It's not
You
her
said you
fault.
farted for
I
5
mean,
minutes straight, and then you
That
came in
is
here with a
by
smile.
that was not by choice.
Why were you smiling when you came back on the show?
It was funny. Because it came back around. After the 4th minute, I was like, yeah, it's pretty good. Like, this is solid material for us.
But no, man. I mean, he said he's been with her for what, a year?
Sure.
He's been with her for a year.
Yeah, so
I mean,
she
how
should
could
have
you?
known.
But it, like, I don't know, man. Just be like, listen, like, just put on a blanket on your lap.
Beanos.
Yeah, a butt
Get
plug,
some
man.
Beanos.
What was that? What was that stuff? Zorflex.
Yeah, that's
Zorflex.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, sponsor the show. Why don't you recommend, Alan, use your advice to recommend to the listener to patronize
Zorflex.
one of our sponsors of our
Yeah.
show?
I mean, we read the reviews and they were really good. Zorflex. Yeah.
Yeah.
How come I can't remember like where I put my keys, but I can remember where
Remember
fucking
Zorflex?
Zorflex from like a year ago that it sponsored the show once. Terry Zorflex.
That
Reach back out
$10
and
is
make
going
it
a long way, man.
I'm telling you, man. That's the benefit. If you want to sponsor the Black Lincoln Collective podcast, like Zorflex and Rude Dude Lube and Shenzhen UL Technology Co. Ltd., then you just send us $10 and we'll talk about you for the rest of our lives. And even when our kids take over eventually, they will talk
Yeah,
about
they'll
you. They'll
pass
be
them down.
contractually obligated for that $10 you gave us 53 years ago.
Well, we can't end with that one, Freddie. You got to give me another one.
Yeah.
Okay. It would never, okay. I did have one more good one that I.
Oh, speaking of end, Zorflex.
Yeah.
Yes.
But no, wouldn't you think just put a blanket in her lap? Like that absorbs most of the smell.
Yeah, or just get an air freshener
Right?
or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Or, you know what?
Or develop a
Yes,
fart
it-
fetish.
You know
Maybe
what?
if you're
Yeah.
into it.
You know, just dump the bitch.
Hey, when she's got a fart, just tell her,
Just dump her, man.
Just tell
Let
her to
me
be like, fart in my
spread your
mouth.
cheeks
And
and
she'll
let
stop
it-
immediately.
so it don't rattle your butt. That's
Or-
how.
or, you know,
that's how
or-
farts make
That's
noise.
true.
They rattle
That's
your
true.
Or
butt
eat some
cheeks.
beans, and every time she farts, you fart and have a
There
couple
you
You go
farts, and
fart
she'll
together.
stop, man.
You have a
She'll
fart
stop.
off.
And just make sure neither one of you smoke
It's
because
a
once
fart
you
off.
like that cigarette, it's over.
Yeah.
Okay. So
All right.
this one's crazy. I don't even understand it. It's, this is from Remarkable Smoke.
Ooh.
My drunk boyfriend dropped a blunt in the bathroom that had a little pee on the ground. I picked it up, dried it off, and the next day I smoked it. I'm so mad. Will I be okay? I noticed my chest feels weird.
Oh.
So she smoked some dried pee.
So, is she the girlfriend of the fart dude?
What the fuck?
so
Yeah, this is the
gassy
fart
now.
girl's girl. Fart. It's the fart.
Okay, well, fortunately, you're going to be all right. You know, you're going to be fine. You know, a little bit of urine is not going to kill you. It's not going to give you chest pains or nothing like that. I mean, that's all probably depends. You may weigh 600 pounds and you may
Yeah.
be having a
Let me
heart
say
attack.
this. Let me say this, lady. What's her name?
Remarkable Smoke.
Remarkable Smoke. You're in trouble.
No, don't listen to Parker. Don't.
You're in too deep.
Yeah.
Get out, Alan.
You know, but no, I think you're gonna be fine. You know, and like anything else in life, you know, if all else fails, just go fuck yourself.
This is the best advice that Alan's given anyone ever, Fred. So thus ends another episode. Is that the last of his advice, or do we have any
That's-
more? You
I
wanna
got
play the
one
music
more if
time?
you want. I got one more.
No, do you? Is it?
I mean, if you want to do another one, we can do another one
I
real
don't
quick.
know.
I mean,
It's-
Is it a
actually,
quick
we
one,
should-
or is it?
we should get. I should get all you guys to help me with it.
no,
let's-
this one is kind of long.
Okay, we'll say.
this one-
Is it important though? Is the listener going to be mad if we don't play it?
I don't know. I mean,
Just
I don't
do
know.
it. Just fucking do it.
just do it.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so ironically, the writer he says he's going to keep this. He promises to keep it short as possible. This is from a Papis. Yes, a Papis. So he says, I live in an area where vehicle prowling is common. just get used to never leaving anything valuable in your car.
Sure. Okay. Yeah.
I rarely do. Okay, that's what he says. Okay, I'll make it shorter. Okay, so what he says is somebody broke into his car.
Right.
And he left a backpack inside of it because
Right.
he goes to school. So he had like his AirPod, a Bluetooth speaker, and there were some snacks in there. Those kind of snacks.
Oh, drug snacks.
Right. So like he says they're no joke. He makes them himself. He's like, you eat a piece of the brownie the size of your thumb, you'll be talking to God in 2 hours. So he was waking from his sleep the next morning. Somebody knocked on his door and then said, he asked him, said, did your car get broken into last week? And he told him, said, yeah, how'd you know that? The guy was like, well, I don't know when it did it, and I took your backpack. He said he didn't have anything in his hand when he came to the door. So he said, what? Fuck, you did that? Where's my shit? He said, it's already gone. He said, the dude, he said, well, you had some brownies in there. He said, I gave one to my 8-year-old son. Yeah. So the dude said, my son started acting funny, so we took him to the doctor, and he said the doctor told him he had weed in him. So he said his ER bill, the bad guy says
are you kidding
his
me?
bill is for like $8,000. Yeah. He said he thinks that he should help pay for it because it was his brownies.
Oh, fuck you, dude.
You know what? I'm just gonna go straight to it.
Go fuck yourself, dude. Yeah.
Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, I'm screwed. Dude, that is like, I would be so mad.
I would be so pissed, man.
Fucking, oh my God, dude.
Could you believe that? The audacity.
I mean, like, yeah, give me your address. I'll send you a fucking check.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell the cops like this dude's been robbing everybody in the neighborhood, and DSS has been feeding this kid because he didn't have any fucking proof.
Right? Yeah.
What is he gonna tell the cops?
If he did, he said he lives in a legal state, so it don't even matter.
Well, yeah, that's like you can't be in trouble for that.
Yeah.
It's got fucking. Oh, he said he makes it himself, but that doesn't matter.
No, but
Still.
in a lot of legal states, you can, it's
Yeah, it
for
doesn't
personal
matter.
consumption. Yeah.
No, and like, what is the guy gonna do? It's like we talked about before, Fred. The perfect crime is robbing a prostitute. Because what is she gonna do? Like,
Yeah.
I was out there whoring, and this dude robbed me.
And he broke my dick hand.
Right, exactly. And same thing. Like this guy's like, yeah, so I robbed a bunch of
wouldn't wanna
cars.
rob a
And,
prostitute. Hell no, because then her pimp's gonna come after me.
Oh yeah, no.
No, yeah,
Fuck
low
that.
level
Prostitutes will handle themselves, man. Try to rob prostitutes.
level.
want to.
No,
Unless
I
it's
don't
like
rob prostitutes.
Unless
There's
it's like
razor
the
on
pimp
your
from
ass.
Velocipaster.
That's true. We did learn a lot about that. You're right. That changed my view on robbing prostitutes. It was
Frankie
Velocipastor.
Sunshine.
See, it did. It saved someone after all. He did it. He wasn't the worst priest in the world. He was the second worst priest in the world. He saved one person. He saved me from robbing prostitutes.
There you go.
After I take my 5-minute fart, that's how I chase them through the streets.
Running
They're just
backwards.
Like, oh, I keep hearing fart everywhere.
Propulsion.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm speeding up, bitch. Like, I'm coming after you.
There's a green shit cloud
I
coming.
had chorizo for breakfast. Here we go.
For
Time to power it up.
But
Chorizo is an excellent breakfast. Chorizo,
Please keep
tacos.
your questions coming, and I'll try to answer them the best I can.
Yeah, man.
And
please,
if you don't,
send us
and
more.
remember, listeners, if you don't
That's
get your
cool.
questions answered by Alan, go fuck yourself.
Exactly.
I feel like that's what he
Write
would
better
say.
letters.
That's what I feel like he would say. And we're willing to do this segment. Oh, once a quarter.
Yes, once
At
a
least.
quarter. I can do it.
Yeah, once a quarter.
If you guys just keep sending them in, just send them to BLC Podcast or follow us on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram or Fred's TikTok, any of that
Pop
stuff.
Culture Pros.
Hashtag BLC you later. You
Yeah,
can put it on
hashtag
that too.
BLC, hashtag go fuck yourself, Alan.
Yeah.
I love that. I think that's a great hashtag. That would be a great name for this episode. Just go fuck yourself, Alan. I feel like your shit's getting weirder and weirder as we go. That's fine. I like it. I like it. So, Alan, thank you very much for giving us your world of advice.
You're welcome. You're
Do you have any parting words you would like? So, part of answering questions and giving advice, it's a hard job. Remember Dr. Ruth, Fred,
welcome. Yeah.
from back in the day? Yeah.
Yeah, Dr. Wolf.
Yeah, but like at the end, she would have to give like oh, here's more general advice for the listener.
Right, yeah.
So why don't you give us like some parting advice for going forward for people to take with them into their week?
let's see.
It's important that this be really well thought out.
Yes, this is gonna. And everybody, okay, I'm gonna stop the music because this is serious.
Oh, were you playing music? We couldn't tell.
Oh, you can tell. Okay, hold on.
No, not at all.
No. Now I can tell. Now stop the music.
There you go. Now stop the music.
Stop the presses. If you ever wanted to say that to somebody, Fred,
Stop the presses.
I always wanted to say that.
Okay.
I used to work at a print shop, and I could never say that.
What?
Because they would stop the
press.
presses, and I would get in trouble. I would get fired for that.
They would literally stop the presses.
They would literally stop the presses, and I would get in trouble. That's a real thing that they do. Anyway, so Alan, what now?
Okay, anybody that's listening, all right. Eric, turn the volume up. You got it up?
Yes.
Go fuck yourself.
There you go. Words of advice, words to live by, Fred.
Yes.
Alan's words to live by this week,
Yeah, those are my words to
Go
live
fuck
by.
every week, with his lack of fart noises.
Yes.
All right. Well, if you guys don't have anything else, I think we're going to call it a week and get out of here and do this again for you next week for episode number 86.
Next week.
Next week.
Oh, Whack History Month. Guess what? Fuck it.
Yes.
Whack
There,
History
threw
Month.
that in.
Go fuck yourself.
Go fuck yourself. That's like, oh, and Alan left.
Damn.
Oh, yeah. Well, he's mad.
Oh.
He's mad because he's
I'm back.
like, they took,
Yeah.
like, he took my line.
He did.
Whack History stole my line.
He did.
All right. Well, thank you guys for everything. Thank you for listening. We will see you next week on
you
the
next
86th
week.
edition of the BLC podcast.
Yeah.
Peace out.
BLC see you later.
Eskimo pie.
What'd you say?
BLC
BL
see you
pies.
later. Yeah. BLC see you
Chinese
later.
chicken wings. I'm hungry.
The Chinese chicken? Oh, shit.
Yeah.
The fuck was that?
Ah, what is that?
That scared the hell out of me.
It wasn't me.
It was you. I'm out of here. Good night, everybody.
All right.
Bye. Jesus. Oh, God.
There he is. God.
We're never gonna leave. I thought we were gonna get out. I was about to leave, hit the button.
How you guys doing?
We're fine, Satan.
Good.
Is the show ending?
The show's over.
What's up, buddy? You missed it.
Missed it.
Okay.
We changed. We had to change nights. Cause your boy.
That's why. I was looking for
Yeah.
you guys last night.
Yeah, I figured you were.
Yeah.
Figured
tried
you
to-
wanted,
we
we
tried
tried
to
to get you on the
switch it up on
show.
Yeah, I heard you were guest host of a different podcast.
Yep, I cheated on. I moonlighted on the show.
Yeah.
I talked about the Mandalorian and how I think that the phrase "this is the way" is the new shit happens.
Okay. Well, Merry Christmas from my family to yours, then.
Merry Christmas, Dave. Good night.
Good night.
Bye bye, everybody. Let's get out of here before he comes back.
Yeah.